So hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel Java Guru Ravi, and I Ravi Khan Sahu welcome you in this new video. So let's get started. Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Java Guru Ravi, and today we are going to discuss static initializer block. So what is the use of static initializer block? Basically, static initializer block is used to initialize the static data members of your class. So if you have not seen the previous video where we have discussed this static initializer block and static initializer variables and instance variables, so you can refer to that video. So let's say in this class, if I talk about this static int y, so this is the class variable, and I am not assigning any value here to this variable y. So who is going to assign the value to this? The first responsibility is for static initializer block, right? So we can use static initializer block to assign the value here, right? So I have declared a static initializer block. So before going to this, the syntax of the static initializer block is very easy. You have to write static keyword and then the body. So whatever you will be writing inside this static initializer block, that will be executed even before the main function, right? So in this case, I have written this static initializer block here, and in this block I am writing y is equal to 5. So y equal to 5 means this y will be assigned a value for the very first time as 5, right? And then I am printing here okay, static block and the value of y. So it will be printing the value of y, that is 5. Then after executing this static block, it will go to the main function. So first static member is created, then static initializer block is executed, then main function will be executed. Now it will go to the main function, it will print main, and then it will try to print y. So y value has already been updated to 5 by the initializer block. If suppose you feel the static block is not executing before the main function, it means your output will be what? Your static member is created, then if you feel main is executed, it should print main 0. Why? Because y has not been assigned the value, so default value will be given 0. Now the question is, who is assigning the default value? Who is assigning the default value to the static members of your class and instance variable of your class? So the answer is the object class. Object class, if you see the object class, so object class is also having a static block and a constructor. So the object class constructor is going to provide the default values over there, and object class static block will provide you the default value over there for the static members. But when you write a static block, so you are supposed to do something over there. You can initialize it with some user value, or you can initialize to some predefined value. You can do some task, you can call some function. From this static block you can do everything that you generally do from a function. It is having all such facilities available here. So it is similar to a function, but it is not having any name. So it will be automatically called very first when you execute your program. Second aspect is, this is the property of the static block, a static function. Any function, any block which is declared static. From the static block, you cannot access the non-static member of your class. Even if you are inside the main function, so main function, from inside the main function, if I try to print here the value of x also, can you access the value of x here? You are accessing the value of I, there is no problem. But if you are trying to access this value x, it will give you a compilation error. It will say non-static variable x cannot be referenced from the static context. What it means? Your main function is static scope. It is static. So from static, you can access the static members of your class directly. Like we are accessing y. Y is static member. So from the main you can access the static member directly. But from static scope you cannot access the non-static member even if it is defined inside your own class, right? So if you are trying to access X, so it will not be able to access X, it will give you compilation error, and the reason is very clear. Reason I told you, what I told you? First of all, static member will be created, then static block will be executed, then main function executed. Have you created any object of your class? Till now you might have not created even a single object of your class. It means no instance variable is created till now. This instance variable will be created only when the object of your class is created. So no object is created, it means no X is existing in the memory. So that's why it is putting a restriction over there that from a static scope, if you want to access non-static member, you have to use object reference. It means you have to create an object, and using that object reference only you can access the data member. Why? Because instance variable is the property of your object. So the object reference that you are using, its own instance variable will be only modified. So if you want to access X here, what we have to do is, we have to first create the object of this class. So what you can write here is, I will be simply writing static block OB is equal to new static block, and then to access X we will write OB.X, right? But for Y you don't need OB. So from static to non-static, object reference is required. Static to static, no object reference is required. From non-static, you can access static as well as non-static member. The non-static is not creating any problem. From non-static function or constructor or any scope, you can access static members as well as non-static members. So that's all about the static block. One more thing I would like to add here. In any class, it is not mandatory to write static block. You can write 0, 1 or multiple static blocks. Even multiple static blocks can be written, and in which order they will be executed? The order in which they are written. So writing multiple static blocks inside any class is also permitted, right? So that's all for today. Thank you so much.
So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you find this video useful, so please like, subscribe and share with all of your friends so that they can also get benefited. Ravikant Sahu signing off. Thank you.